All right, everyone, welcome to the YouTube channel. Today I'm just gonna go over what the journey is that I'm talking about. And if you don't know, I'm an 18-year-old profitable day trader, and I want to take you guys on my scaling journey, which I'm going to pass 4 evals on, or maybe not, but according to my statistics, I will. And I want to show you guys success before it comes. Everyone else in this industry, I feel like that's a missing piece. Everyone else in the industry always talks about their success and show success after they've already achieved it, after they've already passed the accounts, after they've already profited, after they've already achieved the goals that a lot of people want to achieve, which only gives people the view of the success, doesn't show them the work towards a success or the not successful person trying to get to the level of success that these others are at. Um, just to start this off, I want to go over how this journey is going to go, what I'm going to do, how long it should take, things like that. I have the 4 evals I just bought. Today was the first day, which I'll be going over how that went, what happened, and the trades that I took. And I'm going to go over a trade recap. And what exactly it'll be is I'm going to go over the rules pretty much for it and the rules that I've set for myself. And you can follow these if you want to pass a funded account too. What the rules are is pretty much we're going to take one trade a day. We're going to risk 1% until we're down 2%, which is half of the maximum drawdown. Once we've achieved that, once we've gotten to that level of down 2%, we're going to start risking 0.5% in each trade, which is $250. So that gives us a total of 6 trades to lose. And if you are a profitable trader, you really shouldn't lose 6 trades in a row. And with that being said, if you do lose 6 trades in a row on an eval, then I simply don't think you're ready for an eval. But I'm gonna take you guys through this journey. I'm gonna document every trade before and after right when I get in, after I get out, either with a win or loss. And it'll all be on TikTok. So if you want to go follow my TikTok, check that out. I'll leave that in the comments. And if you're here from TikTok, I'm glad you came to kind of get a more in depth on this and more in depth on what I do. Um, I'm just gonna give you guys just some evidence in case you haven't seen on TikTok. Boom, that's one account. That's another account that I have passed. And here's just some, quick payouts. If it can lock in, there's another one, and there's another one. So yeah, that's pretty much just some quick, easy, like proof receipts for you guys to see. There's more. I'm not gonna keep on showing you all of them. But what you guys will see is visual proof of me and for you to prove to yourself that you can achieve this success. But let's just get started. Let's get going. Let me show you everything. And let me just check real quick to see if I am missing something that I said I will talk about. I want to do this in precision. Yeah, I talked about how long it takes. I talked about the risk. Something I do want to talk about is the mindset part of it. We're going to be trading very disciplined, no FOMO, no fear of missing out, which is FOMO, no greed, extreme patience, and we're going to be trading our model, exact model every single time. We're going to be trying to take A plus setups. We're not going to go and get in on a wonky trade. We're going to be very precise with what we do, precise entries, precise exits, precise everything throughout this whole evaluation phase and whenever out of evaluation. What I do have is I have 4 eval accounts, which I've already talked about, but I do have one past account that I am trading on and that I do have to trade with, which I did trade on today with my evals. Let's just talk about this real quick. Let's just get going in here. There's nothing else on the phone for me to show you guys. Let's talk about the charts and boom. If you guys see me looking up, because that's where I have kind of how this video relay, it has like my screen, both of them together. But yeah, let's just start talking about the actual trading and the executions and everything. We're going to start off on the daily chart because we always want to find our buys for the day, how the day went, what we did in the day, and pretty much just mark out where our buys wants to be. We're not trading right if we do not have a buy. So I'm going to take all these off so you guys can see all of our daily confirmations. What do I first see is I see this daily order block, which I had just marked. And then there's this fair value gap. A lot of people would say it's disrespected right here, but what I do believe that made me believe that it's not disrespected and we're still good to go is because there's CISD, there's an inverse fair value gap right here. And what we did is we had this reaction yesterday, so that gives, or on Friday, which gives us more confirmation. Also, whenever we had that right here, what did we also have? There was this after the break, another order block, and there was an SMT between the NASDAQ and the S&P, which is ES. NQ and ES, they had an SMT right there. Let's go back up. Let's drop down to the 4 hour. I'm taking you guys through how I analyze the markets every single morning. This right here, we see we have this low and this low, which are relative equal lows. That means the market wants to go down and take out these levels. Why? Because people will think that, oh, look, this is an area of support. So they'll think it just touches here and bounces, touches here and bounces. So that's kind of my analysis. I was like, well, retail traders are going to think it bounces, things like that. That is what we're going to be pretty much using as our sell side liquidity. If you don't know what that is, I will probably be posting a video about what it is. I'm going to guys give you a little rundown on simple things, but I believe if you guys have found my account, then you guys probably already know a little bit about smart money concepts. So that's what we're just going to keep talking about. That is what I do trade. I trade smart money concepts. So that's the sell side liquidity I have marked right here. Drop to the hourly. Why did I take this trade? Why was I in here today? A lot of people thought because of this run today, early pre-market, that the market has already done what it had to do. And that's what I thought initially. I was like, okay, I'm going to sit out. There's no point in me to trade today if the market has already ran. But what happened is we got this and we got the retracement right here. And then we also came up into this 1 hour fair value gap, which was my buy side liquidity, as you can say. And then this is an order block, which you've seen me mark out 3 order blocks now. And as you can see, if I zoom in, market tap that, and then we see that we started moving down. So tapped it right here, and then we started moving down. I'm gonna go into the 5 minute now, because now after we're in this higher time frame and we see all of this stuff, I do believe that I just need a 5 minute and then a 1 minute confirmation, and we are good to go and take our trade on the 1 minute and get our entry. What do I see here? Is I see that there's this CISD or order block, however you want to call it, price breaks under it. There's this break of structure, and then there's this 5 minute, which I use as my internal liquidity to target this level right here. Right, if you do want to just see the 15-minute, just for y'all's sake, boom, that's pretty much another order block, just how we saw it on the daily, but same exact thing. I'm just doing that just so you guys could see I really didn't care about the 15-minute today. So we have this right here. That's what we're going off of. That's how everything is going. I'm looking at the NASDAQ still. I'm looking at ES, but I didn't take my trade on ES. I'll explain exactly why. So we have this internal liquidity right here. And if we go down to ES now, we will see that when price came, one second, when price came up here on this, is it this? Don't really, I think, no, that's not exactly why, my bad, I took this trade hours ago. It is because of this. You see how here, this is on the hourly, there's this low not taken, this low not taken. If we go look at the NASDAQ, this low has already been taken right here. So I believe in there's still this liquidity as I marked out here with this black line to get targeted, and it didn't get hit and things like that, but that is just my draw on liquidity. That doesn't mean where I'm going to take my profits. So as you can see here, we still have the hourly fair value gap as liquidity, things like that. We dropped to the 5 minute. Another confirmation also why I traded on ES, not on the NASDAQ, is this SMT right here, as you can see. So this is a lower SMT, meaning ES is stronger to go to the downside. And you can see that right there between those two. So that gives us more confirmation. We go down to the 1 minute, and this was that leg up into the, right here, this is the leg up into the 5 minute, and we broke down under it. What did I enter off of? I entered off of this CISD right here, and we took profit right here. I'm going to see if I can still put my executions. Okay, yeah, so since it's a firm, executions won't show, but I will put a screenshot in the comments just for you guys to see. and boom, we got in right here, stop above this high because it's the change in state of delivery high, and we got out at this low right here, the 930 low. Why did I not hold all the way until this low? First of all, it's not unreasonable, but I don't want to be greedy in my take profit. And this low right here is our biggest form of liquidity, especially since we're already getting in at a discount, not at a premium to target the discount. What do I mean by that? Let's go on the 5 minute, it'll be easier to understand there. Right here, whenever we got in, this is where our fib would have been, here and here. This is premium. Anything above this red line is a premium. We didn't get up to a premium. We got in at a discount. It prices at a discount, moved down, and we're targeting this right here. So I'm not going to really be greedy. I just know price could run up here, then go up to a discount, then go back down. It could do anything. I'm just going to take my shot and get out of here right as that happened. And that's exactly what happened. It came down, kept going a little bit after that, and then it reversed. Reversing, does it matter to me? No, it mattered on my 4 other evals because of the trade I took on them, but I will show you that. I will show you guys that trade in just a second. Another confirmation also that we see here, well, I'm just now seeing it to be honest, is after we hit that 5 minute, we got break under it right here. So it's another CISD as I have marked with that red line, and we came up and hit that. So that is perfect, and we targeted pretty much a perfect place for liquidity. And then also another confluence on why I took profit there is if we put this right here, Daniel, what are you doing? This is standard deviation. Boom. You see between these two lines, -2 and -2.5. That is the standard deviation of price, where price would want to go to target. And right between that was this form of liquidity. So it's another reason for me to say I want to take my profits right there, because that is in between standard deviation. So that was another confluence of take profit. You understand how I also have confluences for where I want to take profit, not just anywhere random. There's reasons of why I'm taking profit at certain places. It's not because of, oh, I'm up a certain amount of money, I want to take profit now. Absolutely not. It is because the market will go there. The market moves with precision. That is the position and the place I decided to precisely take my profit at. People could have seen it come right here and not get this low, and then they see this reversal. Oh my god, I made a CISD right here and whatever. Like, they could have seen this right here, been like, oh, it made a bullish CISD. Okay, I'm gonna get out. I'm not gonna, stay in my trade. Absolutely not. You stay in there because you understand and you know that this is exactly where price is going to go. What you could have done is move your stop loss from here to break even, just to cover up yourself. But that is not what we did today. I'm not gonna lie, I just left the stop loss because there was no reason for it to even reverse on me, and I had a very big reasoning for it to just keep going down. And this was also probably just a 5 minute fair value gap that we were, oh, there it is, 5 minute fair value gap that we just retraced into and then decided to take our take profit after. What happened after that was I took another trade on ES. Why am I still taking a trade on ES? Because I still believe that we can come down to these lows and this AM high. I took this as a PM trade only in the 4 evals because I made $300 something on them. And then I was like, well, I was supposed to make $1,350. I'm just going to risk the $300 I made to take another trade. If it wins, it wins. If it doesn't, then we're pretty much just back at break even for the day. So that's no problem. Those $300 aren't really supposed to be $300. So it's fine. I accept the fact that I'll take a second trade just for the plain fact of the technical difficulties that I had. Technical difficulties was I wanted to put a buy limit as my stop because I had a sell order and I wanted to put a buy limit, and if price hit the buy limit, it would buy my sell, so it would stop me out. But I didn't understand that that's not how Top Step works. So I did that and it just closed me up with $380 something. And then I took another trade and I ended up losing those and $75 over that. That's exactly what you are seeing here. We are, there you go, $76 down. So that's no problem. This is the other trade that I took right here. And that's the initial one that we did not fully ride out. The reason I took this one is we went into an hourly fair value gap right here on the PM session, and we had broken down under this. There was another order block, as you can see here, and I'm just expecting price to respect regular order flow, but it didn't. It reversed on us, and That didn't really matter to me because what matters at this point is if you do know how to trade, if you do know how to do what you're doing, if you know how to think where market goes and you know how market goes and you just take a certain amount of trades, a certain amount of risk management, losses don't really matter because they will be like they will be overtaken by the winners that you have and the things like that you do have. If you just keep taking losses and losses and losses and you don't hold yourself back in a day, then that's how you kind of go in a big loophole. I just took pretty much one loss. I'm pretty much break even on the day. $75 on an eval is pretty much nothing. But this was the other trade that I took right here. Boom. And I was just targeting these relative equal lows, but that didn't happen, and that is totally okay. But yeah, as you guys can see, that's where the 4 evals are. To see that they're 4 evals, boom, that's the leader account, 4 following. Just for you guys to see the P&L, boom, same P&L, same P&L, same P&L. Just to give you guys proof and evidence. And this is the account we have right now. We are up almost $1,200 on it right here, and it's an express and account summary. It's not going to show anymore because it's already past. I'm pretty sure it's like what, 5 o'clock, 6, yeah, something like that. Once it resets for the day, it resets. But as you can see, there is that. And I'm going to post the execution in the comments. And I'm also going to post whatever I said in the beginning. I'll post that also in the comments. My TikTok ad, that's what it was. But that's pretty much it for the day. I am going to, throughout this journey, I'm also going to talk a lot about mindset, a lot about discipline, things like that, because I do believe that it is a very big and important part of what we do in trading, not just execution and technicals. And I think that's going to be it for the day, and I'll see you guys maybe tomorrow if I do take a trade tomorrow. If I don't, I'll just come on here and talk about the mental side of things and the reasons I didn't take a trade. And with that being said, I'm glad that you guys came and watched this. Go follow my TikTok to see just the short little clips that I post and things like that of trading and not of trading. And I'll see you guys later.